Yo guys, what is happening? Welcome back once again to the channel. Today guys, I'm going to be going through some of the stupid reviews what I'm seeing on Metacritic for Red Dead Redemption. Now the game is getting a lot of flack for various things, which we'll talk about those. I did a video a few days ago just saying I can't believe that people are, slating this game. I think there is some valid criticism out there, but I also think the majority of it, 90% of it, is not valid. So we're going to look at some of these crazy reviews, what people are putting on the game. This is all from Metacritic. If I want to actually know how good or bad a game is, this is where I normally go. I'll go to Metacritic. I'll look not at the critic reviews, because we all know IGN and people like that, come out with stupid scores. Maybe they get paid for doing reviews. Who knows? I can't say 100% if these Game Informer, IGN, people like that get paid. But it always seems quite apparent to me that why do these subpar games get really high scores all the time? Now, you can see on here the critic reviews for Red Dead Redemption. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Now, I love this game. I love this game. Is it a 100 out of 100 video game? No. It's probably a 9 out of 10. There is a few issues what Rockstar have got to sort out. I'm going to talk about these issues right at the start of the video before I go on reading some of these, silly reviews, what people are putting about this game. I'm not going to read the critic reviews, like I said, because the majority of the time they're complete trash. And from my point of view, it appears to me that a lot of these video game, professional video game reviewing sites actually get paid, to do a good review of a video game. So I'm not going to talk about those. The ones what I think are good to look at is the user reviews. That is what I want to look at. These are real people like you guys watching at home, me doing this, real people. So you can see the amount of negatives this game has got. So it's got what? 2,600, reviews roughly. So 2,769, and 600 odd of them are negative. Now, I'm going to tell you what I find negative about Red Dead Redemption. You cannot run in your camp, and you cannot run in certain village situations. And from my point of view, why do they want to do that? I want to run around and do stuff as quickly as I can. I just don't see why they would do that. Now, that is my only really big criticism of this game at the moment. I'm sure I may find a few more as I go on and play. I'm 20 hours into the game. I'm about a third of, I think I'm a third of the way through the story. And the only criticism I've got, there's a few bugs here and there, but nothing major. The only criticism I have got right now is that you slow walk in certain areas. I don't want to slow walk. I want to run. I want to do what I want to do. Now, there's other people saying it's a horse riding simulator. I can understand why they're saying that. But you've got people saying it's a horse riding simulator before they unlock fast travel in the game. Now, once you get your camp to a certain stage, you can just do fast travel. And it saves a lot of the riding around. You still have situations where you've got to ride your horse, but it takes a lot of the traveling out of the game. Now, apart from those two things, people are saying that, it's just like watching a movie, there's too many cutscenes. I think that should be down to people's personal preferences, okay? I don't think that makes it a bad game. I just think that a lot of people don't want to be watching cutscenes. They want to be physically playing the game, and I can understand that criticism. However, but to say that Red Dead Redemption is a bad game because it's got a very strong story in the game, even though a lot of people disagree with the story, a lot of people, who played Rockstar's last game, Grand Theft Auto, those people are now saying that this game is boring because you have to ride around on a horse for ages. Well, didn't you just have to drive a car for ages on Grand Theft Auto 5? It's pretty much the same. Instead of a car, you've got a horse. Maybe it's cooler to drive around in a car than to ride a horse. A lot of people aren't going to like this game who like Grand Theft Auto just because of the theme. It's a Western theme. Kids, generally speaking, this is a massive generalization, probably don't like Westerns. I can remember when I was a kid growing up and my dad had all these Western films on. And I was like, Dad, turn this over. I don't want to watch this on television. So I can understand where people are coming from there. But to say it's a bad game because it's a Western and you're riding around on a horse for a long time, from my point of view, isn't a valid criticism. A valid criticism is that you can only walk around in certain areas. That is definitely a valid criticism. that is something what Rockstar's got to do. But let's now have a bit of a laugh and a joke, because there's some crazy comments in here, you know, with people giving it a 0 out of a 10. There's a lot of very angry PC player base out there, you know, allegedly the master race, but they haven't got this game on PC, which has probably just got me 100 dislikes right now for saying that. But, you know, I am how I am, guys. So, obviously, you can see most people are being genuine, well, fairly genuine. But anyway, let's look at the really, really bad ones, because they're going to be the entertaining ones. Remember, okay, so we've got Hot Sticky Jam here. Bit of a troll name. Ride horse for 15 minutes, kill 3 guys. Ride horse for 15 minutes, kill 4 guys. Ride horse for 15 minutes, kill 2 guys. You get the point. Now, what I instantly get, that this guy is not very good at English. There should be, you know, a lot of commas in here. But anyway, joking aside, guys, right. It's a bit boring to me how wide everything is. But I do have to compliment the game's great depth and huge amount of content. The Wild West isn't just a backdrop, but it's actually integrated into the game and fluently incorporated an aesthetic. So, sorry, aesthetic. Fucking hell. Am I a doctor? I'm just taking the piss out of him for his grammar, and I can't read. So, ride a horse for 15 minutes, kill 3 guys. Now, he's probably referring to the first 2 hours of this game, which I will admit is a bit slow. But the game does get better once the world opens up to you and you can ride around, do what you want. Okay, so 4 out of 10, which is obviously crap again. Yes, it looks like quality. It's detailed visually. But the gaming industry needs a slap in the face. This is just another open world fetch quest, but newer graphics and cowboy skins. Wasted 80 Canadian thinking this game was going to be heaven's gift to mankind off all the reviews. Never again. Looks like the reviewers are giving free copies. Well, you know, if you're an adult and you read all these 100% scores, sorry, 100 out of 100 scores, you know something's wrong. No game is going to ever be 100 out of 100. Games can always be better than what they are. Like I've said, Red Dead is probably a 9 out of 10, 90 out of 100 game. It could probably get up there 95 out of 100 if they change a few things. But there is some valid criticism. You know, it's just another open world fetch quest. Okay, you can understand that. You know, some of the, you know, herbs and hunting the animals and fishing and stuff like that. But that's part of the game. That's part of the immersive experience for me. Obviously, some people aren't going to like that. I can understand. I can completely understand people aren't going to want that. But that is what Red Dead 2 is. Red Dead 1 was pretty much the same. You know, maybe Red Dead 1 had a slightly better story, but video games back then wasn't about the microtransactions. You know, Red Dead has obviously been designed for microtransactions. And is there any in the game at the moment? Nope. What's going to be in the game? It's probably just going to be similar to Grand Theft Auto. But who knows? Anyway, so let's move on to some even worse ones. Player movement is really killing the game for me. Slow and clunky. Now, that is every Rockstar game. You know, every Rockstar game has the same problems. They need to sort that out. I'll admit that. That's another valid criticism. It's slow and clunky. Can't argue with it. It's right. Chrome says, extremely slow with tons of unnecessary additions that only worsen the game. Well, what unnecessary additions are those? You know, I don't know what's in there. So, a 0 out of 10. I might change my outlook later, but I went in expecting to be on Nintendo's level of quality, but it wasn't. What's he mean, Nintendo's level of quality? Nintendo isn't anything like it used to be back in the SNES and NES day. I stopped playing after getting it at midnight, so it's good for a long play as I'm not finished. So far, it's repetitive and very slow. I don't recommend it until the price drop later on. So he's just stopped playing it after getting it at midnight, and he's given it a 0 out of 10. So he's obviously not played it for that long if it's on 26th of November. Probably somebody at the beginning of the game, you know. I don't really... Obviously, somebody giving a 0. Let's have a look at all these reviews. So, Yakuzuka6, The Song of Life. He gave that a 10 out of 10. Okay, that's not a 10 out of 10. It's a decent game, but it's not a 10 out of 10. Anyway, so the game's graphics seem a bit blurry on the PS4 Pro. Looks pretty fine to me. He maybe needs to go and get his eyes tested. There's nothing wrong with this game. And it doesn't run as well as what I was seeing in the videos they showed leading up to the release. Well, they were probably showing it on an Xbox One X, to be fair. It's the same in the video games industry. They're always going to show it where it's going to look the best. Look at Rainbow Six Siege, for example. That game looked totally different. Totally different when they hooked it up on a £4,000-5,000 PC. We all know what happened with the downgrades with that game, but that's just what happens. Let's have a look, see if he's reviewed anything else. Okay, so he reviewed it for 0, and now he's reviewed it for a 10. Let's see what he's put. Oh, no, it don't let me see what he's put. So he's reviewed it once. Is that him? Yes, so he's reviewed it once. Latest high score, he's given it a 10. And then he gave it a 0. Hold on, so he gave it a 10 to begin with on the Xbox One, and then he gave it a 0 on the PS4. What is he doing? What's he doing? I've got no idea. So let's just go by. Okay, that guy's obviously got some issues. Honestly, really disappointed with this. Seems like Grand Theft Auto 5 was Rockstar's last hurrah. This game doesn't improve on Grand Theft Auto 5, not even graphically. Yeah, it does, dude. Lies. It is definitely better graphically than Grand Theft Auto 5 on the consoles. Definitely, 100%. That is a blatant lie. I'm not even going to go any further with that. Just like most open world games, the novelty wears off and the world feels dead. It has nice gunplay, but it gets repetitive fast and its story is the only saving grace. Well, the gunplay, it has nice gunplay. Really, if I were being perfectly honest, the gunplay isn't brilliant. I would say that the open world feels amazing, you know, and the open world feels very alive. There's so much for you to do on this game in the open world. So I don't really, you know, understand where he's coming from. So this guy decided to buy it. I do not like Westerns. Yet he bought Red Dead 2. I don't know what to say there, guys. So, overhyped by the gaming media, not to be trusted, paid reviews. I wouldn't say it's overhyped, but paid reviews is probably legit. The game is more or less another generic open world. It's not another generic open world. It is so much better than that. The amount of so-called details or animations are the result of overworking their employees to death. Here you go. Some obvious, well, he's born in 93, so what's that going to make him? What, 25? Should have a real job now. He should understand the pressure of working in certain situations. If you're employed by somebody and you have a deadline, you will work your arse off to make sure that deadline is made. That is your job. You have to do it. Otherwise, they will sack you and they will get somebody else. You know, everybody complains about unfair this, unfair that. You know, there's sweatshops in Asia where people are earning 5 pence a day and they're working 12 hours a day, yet us Westerners complain about shit that, oh, look, I'm working a 60-hour week. Oh, these guys making this game are probably doing it because they're passionate about it. You know, most people will kill to have a video game, sorry, to have a job in the video game industry. I've got no sympathy with people, you know. Anything to do with this. You know, Rockstar employees are, you know, overworked. That is just the media sensationalizing it. You know, Rockstar allowed their bloody employees to say how happy they was. You know, they allowed them to speak out on Twitter, which Rockstar don't normally do. So yeah, some you know, idiot here just, you know, believing what he reads in the media, you know, from Kotaku or whoever. Russian one. The game is bland, generic, and offers nothing new to the genre. It had the potential to be a great game, but ended up with as much substance as cold slaw, dude. This is obviously a guy, yeah, who's butter again. I don't know. You know, he's not offering. Adds nothing new to the genre. What genre is that? An open world Western game. How many open world Western games is there? You know, some of these are, you know, legit criticisms. But not really. Just a horse riding simulator. Ride horse, shoot something, get bored. You know? How can all these people give it a 10 when it's been out mere hours? Well, how can you give it a 0 when it's been out just hours, you hypocrite? That's all I can say. Let's have a look at this guy's reviews. He gave Doom a 10 out of 10, really? Oh, look. He gave an Infinite Warfare 9 out of 10. He gave Mirror's Edge Catalyst 9 out of 10. What this guy on with? You know, so, you know, the internet's a wonderful place. It really is. And some reviews are definitely worse than the others. But, you know, to say Red Dead Redemption is a 0 out of 10 game is just ridiculous. It's clearly not a 0 out of 10. I can understand there's people out there where they've got issues. Horse riding simulator, I can understand that. However, if you get far enough into the game, there is a fast, you know, travel. But I like riding around on the horse, watching the scenery and taking in the beautiful aesthetics of this game. I like that. I like going hunting. I like crafting things to make my character better. But this is just the beginning. This is just the story part of the game. And we know how long a Rockstar game is going to last. Is this a 100 out of 100 game? No, it's not. Like I said, it's a 9 out of 10. 90 out of 100. Could they make it 100? No, because no video game is ever going to be perfect. 95. It could possibly get a 9.5 out of 10 for me if they resolve some of the issues in the game. There is a lot of valid criticism out there, but the amount of criticism I'm seeing out there towards this game is basically people buying a Western game, you know, thinking that it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 5 with prostitutes and fucking doing burnouts on a fucking four-legged horse. You know, that's what I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. If you was to give Red Dead Redemption a score out of 10 or 100 or whatever, what would you give it? You know, my score, like I said, is 9 out of 10. 90 out of 100. That's what I think. They can make it better. But there is some valid criticism out there, but a lot of it is unwarranted in my opinion. So thank you for watching, guys. Love you all. Goodbye for now.